Okay, so you set up your entire business along the lines to accommodate for DSSD. You've designed it so that distributing or channel partners want to work with you. It's attractive for them. You've looked at ways in which you've structured it so that they can get paid very well out of it. So can you. You've looked at the scalability from the supply side and the demand side. You've got your deployment plan in play, and you've been deploying. You've been taking on distribution networks. You've got lots of different companies working for you, but you keep losing them. Is it because people are poaching them? Or is it because they're just leaving because they stop working with you? And it's just, you feel like this is never ending cycle of just constantly having to find more and more. It's like selling all over again, this was meant to kind of take its own life and be self-regulating. So what happens when you're doing everything right and partners are being poached by competitors or just leaving, just not selling your product anymore? Well, a couple of questions you got to ask yourself, at this point. Are you priced badly? Is it work initially, but then over the long term, it's not working? Is your customer service becoming a bit sloppy? Like you're just getting a bit too comfortable. This happens. This is true. Like even with me and my own businesses, like we're making money, we're selling. In the beginning, everything's perfectly fine. I've got lots of people tasked out and dedicated. As more money keeps coming in, I'm guilty of it. I spent less time on quality assurance or customer satisfaction. I kind of left it up to the agents, my downline, my partners. I said, well, they came in through you. The client came in through your company. Why don't you call them? I stopped taking the ownership, or the onus was being removed from me by myself, and I was placing it on someone else. Which is lazy. It's lazy, and that can effectively, you can lose. It won't necessarily even be that partner that will leave. That could be recognized by others, and that could be why you're having a dip. Do we deliver on what we promise? Is it not working? That's a big no-no. Of course, you're going to lose a lot. I mean, that's going to pretty much kill it dead in its tracks. Am I paying my distribution partners enough per sale? Obviously, you don't want to pay them too much. I mean, pricing for your products and pricing for your distribution partners is, it's going to be, I think after you've figured everything out and you've done all the foundation work, where pricing was part of factoring in, it kind of shoots back to the top as far as priority is concerned, because really that's what people are evaluating things based on. They're looking at the sort of value versus like price point and cost. Equally, are your distribution partners, if it's becoming more and more difficult to sell what you're selling and they're not making enough per deal, where before it was okay because it was easy sales, and now it's becoming harder because of maybe there's some bad press about you, maybe you've done something wrong and now it's just becoming a bit more difficult. These guys are going to become less loyal. So you want to keep that in mind. And frankly, your competition could be becoming too intrusive. Now, we spoke about some measures you can take legally with regards to your protecting the companies that are working with you in terms of you can't sell someone else's products, but ultimately competition is there. And if they want to work with who you're working with, they're going to try. Same way you try to establish or find your distribution channel partners, competition is always going to be there. And of course, is the demand for the product or service falling at the customer level? Do people just not want what you're serving anymore? Is that what's happening? Have you not reinvigorated the brand? Have you not, tried to look at ways you could breathe some new life into it? Have you not added supplementary products, complementary products, alternative products or services? What are you doing here to maintain that? If you're not doing anything, you're just kind of riding it out, which is fine. Ride it out for as long as you can milk it. But at this point, you've got to kind of take what's being said here, like analyze your business, go back and see if you can restart that trend again. And like I said, are there any legal issues which your business has faced, which is detrimental? So that can affect sales generally. Obviously, about my situation in the real estate world. So I lost a lot of my agents who were selling for me in my particular product. Still very good friends with them. They know the situation, but they can't be seen representing that kind of product. At least there needs to be a significant cooling off period. So a lot of things are run on autopilot. But so that's a direct example of how this all comes into play, and then how you go back and restart. And bear in mind, that happened before my parking investment private equity business. So you can still set this up and work with networks, because it's just people want to earn money. And there's a lot of people out there, and they are skilled, and they are looking for trusted, good products to work with. Products or services that follow something that they can immediately see value in. And this is where it is. Remember the DSSD method and the fact that you are creating or designing the deal, the structure of it, the scalability and the distribution and deployment of it. Keep going back to this, because really this is where you're going to find the majority of your answers when dealing with any of these questions, outside of the legal side, because that's when you call a lawyer. But that is really it. So I'll see you in the next section.